the recording started here. So I have a short video that I will share with you that gives a brief overview. Okay. A short video that gives a brief overview of what the program is about. So let me go through and share that. Let's see here, share.
I enjoy working with students using robotics and automation technology to communicate how the material that they're learning is relevant to their future career choices. College credit opportunities are with College of DuPage, and students test for Robotics Operator 1 credential through the FANUC, F-A-N-U-C. As electronics technicians, they are building prototype circuits. As we transition into the robotics curriculum, they will be learning how to program that. And then finally, the motor and generator fundamentals will have test equipment, and they'll learn how to set up and operate motors, which can be used as part of the automation process. There's certainly math involved. Most of it's algebra-based. Once we work through the process, I can address a lot of the concerns. We also have simulation tools that they can use to check their work. I'd like to see that my students have a leg up on pursuing an associate degree in electronics or electromechanical technology.
All right, so that's the short overview video showing the robot in action, as well as some of my current students doing working in electronics. So I have a short presentation that I'll bring up here now. Gives an overview of what's in the program. Share this here. So robotics and automation technology. So this is the first year for robotics and automation technology. Previously, I had taught Project Lead the Way engineering courses, as well as electronics, which has been revised for the robotics and automation technology program. So what we're putting together here is something that's a four semester sequence that includes five topics: electronics fundamentals, introduction to robotic technology, and motor and generator fundamentals for the first year students. So this is the target for next school year. And then for second year students, hydraulics and pneumatics, digital fundamentals, and then we're going to be working to see if we can get students placed in a work-based learning opportunity in an industry setting in DuPage County. Now, because of COVID, we're running things a little differently this year. So my first year students did electronics fundamentals during first semester, and we're currently going through introduction to robotic technology this semester. And then the juniors who come back with me as seniors will do the other courses, motor and generator fundamentals, hydraulics and pneumatics, and digital fundamentals, or we may be able to get them into a work-based learning opportunity. So what are these courses about? So the electricity and electronics fundamentals is a course that I've taught here for several years and have worked to get it aligned with College of DuPage. So you know, a course that studies electronic circuits and the basic concepts there. So we get into some direct and alternating current, a lot of work on circuit laws. They get some hands-on lab time with putting circuits together for so they can learn how to troubleshoot, test. Uh, okay, and as part of that, learn some common bench test equipment that an electronics technician would be exposed to, including power supplies, function or signal generators, and oscilloscopes, as well as learning how to use uh, handheld digital multimeters to take voltage, current, and resistance measurements. What's kind of our, what's new for this year is the introduction to robotic technology. So we're looking at really about robots as they're used in industrial automation. So we're looking at characteristics of robot and workplace design, how the safety procedures are going to be involved with that, and some of the applications that industrial robots would be used in. And I do have our one FANUC robot that we currently have is running in the background behind me. Although, apologize, it's probably further away than it should be for me to be able to show it off. So, some examples of industrial robots. Our FANUC robot is the Type A articulated robot, and these are used, when you've got work that may involve lifting and moving tooling to a lot of different complicated angles. There are a lot of applications, though, for the cylindrical and SCARA robots for things that involve, for instance, pick and place type applications where parts might be picked up off of a conveyor and put into, say, packaging. And the robots don't need to be quite as complicated as the articulated robots. Looking forward to introducing this course at the end of the year, and then next my second year students will see it at the beginning of the year, and the first year students, plan is would see it at the end. Motor and generator fundamentals. So within the automation space, the motors, the use of motors is how the robots are going to tend to be fairly stationary, fixed in place, and the work, things that they're going to work on or work with are brought to them. It's the use of motors to make that transfer happen from station to station on an assembly line. So the test equipment that's pictured is representative of what we'll have in class, where the students will learn how to put together different kinds of motor circuits that'll include safety devices, that will include controls that can provide a safe startup and shutdown of the motors and the like. And then also a new course that we'll be adding next year, and this is one for second year students. So any first year students next year would see hydraulics and pneumatics the following year. So hydraulic and pneumatic pumps, motors, devices to facilitate automation. So typically you see places where you have, say, assembly lines uh, or places like a semi-automated warehouse where packages are moving down conveyors and then have to be redirected. And so hydraulic and pneumatic uh, components are used to manage that. So plan is we'll have test stations for the hydraulic and pneumatic labs uh, sometime next year. And then finally, the last coursework, digital fundamentals. So this focuses on how we use circuitry in digital devices. So computers, cell phones. So there's a majority of consumer electronics now have a significant amount of digital electronics involved in them. So this will be an adaptation of course material that I taught in the Project Lead the Way engineering curriculum. It probably focused a bit more on hands-on and projects that apply the digital concepts. So each one of the 5 courses that I've mentioned have a dual credit opportunity with College of DuPage. So it's an opportunity to earn, along with the high school credit, to earn college credit with College of DuPage, which can be used as the basis for an associate degree in either electronic technology or electromechanical technology, or for a variety of certificates that College of DuPage has in those areas. I do have links here, which I will find some way to share. I'm not going to take the time to play those videos at this point, but they do talk about some of the focus on that and making, providing education that is, industry relevant within DuPage County and beyond. Okay, so reach the questions point. So I will get out of the sharing presentation here. And let's see, open up the chat. So what questions could I answer for you about the robotics program or TCD in general? So I was explaining before the meeting started. There was a question about how TCD works with the high school schedule. So depending on the high school, the students come first thing in the morning as part of their high school day, or they come in the afternoon as part of the end of their high school day. And then they'll be with us here at TCD anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours, depending on their school. They get to school for the normal start time. They get on a bus. If they're a morning TCD student, then they'll get on the bus at school, ride the bus to TCD, do their coursework, do their classwork here, uh, get on a bus, go back to school, and then do the rest of their school day. The English, social studies, math, science, the core academic classes. If they're an afternoon student, then they'll do their high school courses as the first part of their day, and then get on a bus. If it's an 8-period school, if it's an 8-period day, then they're getting on the bus at at the start of 6th period, come to TCD, do their course time here, then get on a bus to go back to school, so they're back by the time the school day, the rest of the school is getting done. So if they're going to ride a bus home, then then they'll be able to get right on the bus and get home, or go participate in their extracurricular activities, like the rest of their schoolmates. Okay. Other questions that I might So we've been operating in a hybrid environment since the end of September. So TCD students are coming from their schools 2 days a week. So some combination of Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, depending on the school. I'm certainly hoping and expecting that, when we come back for next school year in August, that we'll be back in normal operation, that everybody's here 5 days a week. Any other questions I could answer for you? Well, I don't have you muted here, I hope. Okay, thank you very much.